Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds.
Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. This is Rob. This video, we're going to do our trailer breakdown. And just so you guys know, it's like 3:30 in the morning. I went to bed so early last night that I got up like at 2:30 because my body runs on a 6-hour clock. And when 6 hours are up, I'm up. So might hear me lower my voice a little bit, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to talk close to the mic, and then if I need to make any adjustments, I will during the editing of this video. So the trailer we're going to use has actually been uploaded on Vimeo by Toho Kingdom. It is an actual higher definition version of the trailer. I'll leave the link in the description so you guys can check it out. There's definitely more clarity and more detail in this trailer. It's pretty, and it's significantly noticeable in some areas, but I'll highlight some of the parts of the trailer that you can, by looking at this version of the trailer, you could go to and probably get good shots of certain things going on that is not as clear on the YouTube version. So I'm going to be off screen for this. The trailer is going to be muted so I can talk over it, and then we will proceed with the breakdown. So, and I'm not going to go through every second of the trailer. I'm just going to go to the highlighted parts, especially areas that I want to discuss personally. So, all right, here we go. All right, so you start with this wonderful logo here. Okay, I'm just fucking with you guys. Sorry about it. Let's move forward. So, you know, we'll let this run through. And, you know, something I want to mention here right on the outset is over here. I'll move it up a little bit more. So when the flag straightens out, you can see it's really, really cool. Now, I see these all the time. I don't know, maybe you guys have these too where you live, but here in New England, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, areas like that, there's usually really, really big on powwows for Native Americans, people who are still native blood and all that. And you see this flag a lot there because there's a lot of veterans who have native blood, and this is basically, this flag on the bottom is a prisoner of war, MIA, missing in action flag, to represent people who were in war that either never came home or they came home, they were heroes and things like that. So in case people are wondering what this flag is, that's what that stands for. That POW stands for prisoner of war, and the MIA stands for missing in action. So I'm not saying it's going to have any significance in the movie, but I thought it'd be nice to touch in case people were wondering what it meant or what it was all about. So yeah. Let me turn up my volume a little bit on my mic because I'm noticing it's very low. Okay, so I'll make the adjustments as I go in case you didn't hear me that first time. All right, so we're all aware of the scene, okay? This opening scene where we all pretty much deduce that this is King Ghidorah, or King Ghidorah, as I like to say. Now I'm mixed up between the two, so I keep going back and forth. Obviously on the incoming, and you can see here, at least on my end, it may not come out so good on my video when I upload it, but if you guys go back and check out this particular trailer, the detail is much better, and in some ways it kind of hurts it because obviously special effects are not completely done, but still the quality is much better on this version of the trailer. So we all know that's King Ghidorah coming in. There's no secret there, so we'll just keep moving forward. Nice logos, of course. We all know this. Legendary. Thank you, Legendary, for this. We love you. So, and this is obviously Vera, you know, talking about the cancerous and infectious human race that we are. You know, gotta love us. If anything worth doing is doing right. Okay, here's Serizawa in the temple, which we'll get to that later because I know you guys have been obviously still talking about the leaks on the trailer leaks, I like to call them. People still referring to them as plot leaks. I'll call it a trailer leak until we actually see the movie and everything matches 100%. Now, here's another thing I didn't notice in the initial trailer, and I'm not sure if you guys can see it on my upload, but again, if you go back to the Toho Kingdom upload on Vimeo that I'm going to link in the description, Godzilla's eyes are already glowing underwater. I didn't notice that on the first few, actually on multiple viewings of the trailer. So I thought that was cool. And I'm not saying you can't see it. You probably can, but for some reason I just noticed it a lot easier here than I did in the original. So cool stuff there. And then we have the Verizon guy, of course. Here's Dr. Susan Graham making pretty much the same expression on her face that she had in the first movie. So we all know what that's about. And here's King Ghidorah. And really cool. Like, he looks all twisted up in there. Like, here's one head. Here's another head. Here's his tail. That looks like a foot. I don't know how that's happening. It's like he's playing, it's kind of like he's playing Twister, and here's his other head down here with his mouth open. So that's pretty cool, too. So that's him stuck in the ice. Let's keep going here. Charles Dance right there. A lot of us didn't notice that at first, but of course when you start breaking down these trailers, you notice these things. And then here is, of course, the money shot that we got. One of those 2 pictures that we got a couple of weeks ago of Vera and Millie Bobby Brown looking up while in what looks to be an ice base, or, the base in Antarctica, for lack of a better term. All right, so this is the infamous flashback that we're all, pretty much everyone's agreed at this point that this is a flashback. So, and this is the flashback that leads to probably the storyline that we all agree from the trailer leak, where Kyle Chandler loses his son, and that's what causes the rift between him and his wife. So probably what we're going to get here in this scene, let me go back to it real quick, is we're going to get a flashback of the Muto and Godzilla fighting. We're probably going to get a new perspective from it, which is really cool. And we're going to get a perspective from it from Kyle Chandler's character's perspective, Mark Russell. And in that scene, we'll see how he loses his son. And that's what causes the rift between him and his wife, as she's still very much kaiju favored and he despises them because of what happened to his son. And that's what separates them. So I think we're going to get some Muto Godzilla action in this scene. Not a lot, just something new, a little something new from a different angle to kind of tell the story. So that's my opinion on that. Okay, so here we have the Mothra egg / cocoon. I call it an egg. It's hard not to, because we've seen Mothra in eggs before. But this is what I was talking about when I referred to it as stripes. Like, it looks like, I'm not saying it's like a striped egg like in the traditional movie, because you have all these other things on it. And when you watch the trailer, it's actually pulsating. So it's obviously a cocoon more than an egg. But it kind of has a similar shape to the egg. And remember the egg having stripes? And like I said, if you look down here, it looks like it has stripes. I think that was just designed to do that. But it's obviously a cocoon more than an egg. So that's really cool. Now, and then, of course, we come to the next scene. And you can see noticeably that there's webbing. Look at this. If you look here, you can see like silk. So it looks like Mothra larvae will have her silk power, which is really, really cool. And I like that. You can see it right here. And obviously, if you look at the very next scene as we crawl to it, you can see here, there it is right here, more. Obviously, everything is destroyed. There's more of it up here. You can look, if you look closely, there's more up here. There's more down here. And then here's Mothra, the larvae. This is definitely the larvae form. I know some people were questioning as to whether or not it was, but I think looking at this, looking at the silk webbing around here that I mentioned, you can definitely see that this is larvae. And then if you move it up a little bit more, I'm going to do that as slow as I can. Look on the lower right, and you can see the little, it's like moving it, not slow enough, almost too fast. Or just really want to go slow. No, too fast. Okay. It's like on the next frame after this, and then what it's doing to me is it's skipping it. Okay, there it goes. Okay, right here. Look closely here. I'm going to move it again, and you'll see the little leggies come out. The little leggy Mothras. Here it goes. Look again. Look. Oh, god damn it. Oh, there it is. See it? There it is. There's the little leggies. So, definitely aura. I mean, I think it's... And the other thing, too, is the eyes. I mean, the original Mothra larvae had very little blue or red eyes in some cases. So between the eyes, the little feet you see here, and the silk all surrounded the chaos that it caused when it broke out, pretty much obvious that it's the Mothra larvae. So moving on, and then you can see her beautiful face or whatever. And this is just a great, beautiful shot of Godzilla coming out of the water. I mean, this is one of the greatest ones. And interesting enough, you know, this is where we see smaller detail changes from the original movie. Even though we only got to see him shoot his atomic breath twice in the first movie, this is something you didn't see, was basically the light coming through his skin. And I don't think it's, I mean, this is just, I think it's more to display the amount of power he generates from doing this. I don't think it's like little cracks or holes in his skin or anything, because some people had suggested that. I got a couple of messages from people saying, hey, you know, do you think these are holes in his body? I don't think so. I just think he's generating so much power that it just happens to be glowing through his skin, more or less. You could see even down here, I mean, the amount of glow he gets on his back is definitely more powered than it was in the first movie. Here's the submarine on the bottom left that everybody talks about, which was in the prior scene when everybody's looking up at him. This is the infamous call to arms scene, and there's a lot of people who have a certain opinion and certain feeling about that scene, so we'll discuss that in a separate video. I just want to kind of go through this trailer here. Okay, now here is where you can definitely confirm that this is Mothra, final form, versus the larval form we saw earlier. Now, you see the wings sprouting out. Now, look very closely at the center as we go through this slowly. Look at the center, and make sure when you're looking at the center, look to Mothra's lower right underneath her. You can see her head popping out slowly, and then you can see her leg. Okay, I want to go through this slowly. Look through the waterfall. She's coming out of the waterfall in this part in the trailer. So look very closely, and you'll see. All right, and I'm going to point it out with my mouse. Okay, right here. Here is her foot, one of her feet. These are her eyes, right there. Those two little dots. Those are her eyes. So it looks like this Mothra is going to have long legs. It's not going to be the little legs she's going to have, because this right here is just insanely big. This is obviously a base, and look at these buildings. The wingspan on her is insane. I'll move it forward a little bit more so you can get a better shot. But yeah, if you look at this high detailed trailer, and you can see the eyes clearly glowing through here. 1, 2, there's what I believe might be the mouth. Here's one of her claws, or one of her feet, however way you want to put it. And, she's coming through the waterfall. So nice clear shot of her. And you just look into the center. Just pay attention to the center as that scene's going. And you can see she's coming right out of the waterfall. I mean, look, 2 eyes. There's one of her legs, and top looks like she's got little antennas right here. So if you can't see what I'm saying, go to the actual Vimeo link in the description and run through the scene at least a dozen times, looking dead in the center, and you'll start to see it. But I think you can pretty clearly see it here. Here's the 2 eyes, here's the leggy, and here's what looks like to be one of her antennas, and maybe another one here. But I think it's clear as day, in my opinion. You could see it. I mean, this is boom, and then she's coming out of the waterfall. Hi, Mothra. So lovely to see you. So yeah, very cool. Very cool. You can pretty much get a pretty decent shot of her if you just pay attention and look and play with the frames. But it's obvious, and you can even see the leg coming out. She even moves it, right here, and start looking on that edge that I pointed to, and she moves it right out. She just brings it right out, boom, and puts it down on the ground. Pretty clear as day to me. So pretty cool. Next summer, yes, we know. We're all patiently waiting. Here's another scene of the waterfall. So this is probably the Monarch group, a base that they're paying attention to her, and they tracked her down. They set camp up. They want to see what's going to happen. What's she doing? So pretty good stuff. Now this is, I believe, what we don't know the name of it. The leak's calling it the Orca. There's nothing in the in the leak that says, or in the trailer says it's called Orca, but you see right here, it says detecting specimen bioacoustics. So this is essentially what looks like to be Vera Farmiga attempting to wake up Ghidorah. right as her daughter is kind of looking at the ice, the picture. And of course, the way trailers are cut, she hits that button and a big boom, but no, it's not a big boom. Not a big boom from her, because this is in Antarctica and this is Mexico. So obviously, unless she's got like one of the most advanced bombs in the world, what this appears to be is another Monarch base where they were studying Rodan, and Rodan is coming to make an appearance. So now here's a shot of Rodan. This is a beautiful shot. I mean, there's nothing to dissect here. It's just a gorgeous shot of Rodan as he makes his way out of the volcano. This is definitely a plane of some sort, whether it's a stealth fighter or whatever. And there's the wings flapping. There's his little hand attached to the wing, just like the traditional Rodan. Very good stuff there. Military guy. We don't really care about that right now. They're gonna die anyway. Here's another look at the device. Again, I don't. There's no name. Maybe this is, but that's hard to make out. But this is the same screen that we saw where it says bioacoustics. So obviously this is the device. That's her. Vera probably with the device. Here is Rodan flying over this little town in Mexico. Oh, sorry. Wow, that really jumped pretty fast. Here is Rodan flying over a little town in Mexico and just blowing it to smithereens with his, just by flying by. I mean, it's just insane the amount of power that he has. Right? Crazy. All right, now this scene here is interesting because somebody said, "Hey, what's with the red, or the glowing orb that she's carrying?" And somebody joked around and said it's a space gem, but which I thought was funny. But no, this is I believe Millie Bobby Brown pretty much stole the device from her mom, possibly. And obviously you can see that blast is Ghidorah, or Ghidorah, however way I want to say it. I seem to just flip-flop. This is Ghidorah's lightning blast. Of course, we know it originally as gravity beams, but that doesn't seem like that's going to be the case in this movie. Michael Dougherty, he recognized it as gravity beams from the original movies, but he did refer to in this movie it's going to be lightning, because he's going to be conducting lightning throughout his body, as we know from the Monarch files. So this appears to be when... Here's the funny thing. I'm a little confused here because there's pictures on the wall here. This looks like... Someone tells me they think this is Fenway Park. And I have to agree because, some people think this is the base in Antarctica where Ghidorah first comes out and Millie Bobby Brown steals the device and runs off. But I don't see why they'd have old school Fenway Park picture. This is clearly Fenway Park in this picture, like an old picture. You can see it has the exact. Trust me, a guy coming from Boston, this is how Fenway Park is designed. It's got these pillars. They haven't changed it in over 100 years. And this, so this looks very much like the stadium, like we're at the end of the movie. And it might be that this device that Millie stole is maybe it's the noise is driving Ghidorah crazy, and he's chasing it down. So he's chased her to Fenway. And we also see later that she looks like she's in a destroyed park. So, and here again, here's a baseball field right here. So this is definitely not Antarctica. This is Fenway Park. This is towards the end of the movie. Here's another picture of Fenway Park. You could clearly see the baseball diamond shape right here. So, yeah, definitely end of the movie scene. And there, even better. Look at this shot right here. I mean, there it is, clear as day. So there's no question that this scene takes place towards the end of the movie at Fenway Park in Boston. So cool stuff. I would love to see my town destroyed. All my dreams are coming true regarding this movie. Humvee busting out of Mexico. This is probably around the time Rodan wakes up and everybody's evacuating that nice base. All right, so here we're back in Antarctica. Troops. This is where I think we get more of a shot of... And there's dead people on the floor here. Look at this. Dead. So it looks like... Now, here's the thing. This is like not Monster Dead. Okay? this is not Monster Dead. These people were probably shot and killed. And this is not by these guys, I hope. Maybe they did shoot and kill them. But again, this is like maybe a rescue team. You know, we know about the terror. Again, referring to the leaks because I know you guys have a hard on for that. Yeah, it looks like the terrorist group came in, wiped them out, and here's our forces coming in to try and track down the terrorists. So, again, I'll say it again. I mean, these are all things easily deduced from the trailer into that leak. It's, to me, it's looking even more and more like a trailer leak because pretty much everything in that leak is in the trailer. Okay, so, but we'll talk more about that in a separate video. I know you guys had all your opinions on that. So yeah, it looks like, you know, dead bodies and people got to roll in. All right, so interesting thing here. We have Millie with her. Okay, so this is obviously the son. This is the daughter. This is Millie Bobby Brown with her Boston cap. So it looks like the family's originally from Massachusetts. And obviously the son, which we were talking about earlier in this video, obviously the son is dead. And this is what splits them up because she's Team Kaiju, he's Team Human, and she's kind of caught in the middle. Spends most of the time with her mother, probably sees them in a different light until her mother unleashes what we believe might be unleashing Ghidorah. There's some people who believe that she's actually trying to unleash the other monsters to stop Ghidorah. That remains to be seen. There's definitely evidence in this trailer that could lead to that as well. And when she's talking about humans being a plague, she's not doing it in a sense that she's evil. She's doing it in a sense that, you know, she's warning them that if we don't get these monsters to come into the fray and try and coexist with them, we will die, you know. And I think maybe she's referring to Ghidorah there. But, you know, we'll see. We'll have to see. We have to wait a year for that. So, all right. So we have the picture. Now, here's a nice shot. Again, I believe this is probably, I mean, look at this. You know what that is. We don't have to come in really, I mean, this doesn't really require any guessing. Yellow lightning, hitting the, yep. We know what that is. Come on now, man. We know the deal. Good shit. Yeah, and I don't know where that, it looks like it could be Fenway Park again, possibly. Let's see. It looks like a very destroyed Fenway. It looks like it could be Fenway destroyed. And this could be Kyle Chandler's character looking for his daughter. And Guiterrez there just blowing the shit up, you know, going crazy. Good stuff. Good stuff. That's a guess, though. I mean, there's no real evidence of that. But, oh no. But there's the ballpark lights. Confirmed. There it is. That's Fenway Park. Guiterrez destroying it. Here's Mark Russell probably looking for his daughter. Because at this point, his daughter's turned on her mother and stolen the device to try and stop them. But what she doesn't realize is the device might be linked to Ghidorah. And, well, interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. All right. So here's Millie Bobby Brown screaming. There's that same picture again. And you can see the flash of lightning. So it almost feels like she's being chased by Ghidorah. And maybe she is. Maybe because she stole that device. She doesn't know how to use it. She hit a wrong button. And Ghidorah is just all over her ass. All right. Now, I don't want to go too fast here. I'm trying to go slow, but I have a big hand and it requires a soul. That is definitely Godzilla. Okay? Just look at the ridges on the back. I know everybody's going nuts about this temple because of the whole thing. We saw Serizawa in the suit. He goes up this staircase later. So, and then there's a big explosion. So I know people are using this as more evidence that the plot leak is real. I agree. This is definitely more evidence that the leak is real. In fact, it only makes my case stronger that this gentleman was able to deduce what happened here by looking at this part, because it's in his description. It's not hard to really figure out. If you're looking at Godzilla here, you're looking at all this, and then you see him going up the stairs, and then the next scene you see a big explosion. It's pretty obvious he's not going to survive that, you know? So, again, I really, really strongly believe this is a trailer leak. I think the guy either worked for the company that might have produced the trailer for Legendary, and he got to see, he probably worked on it, or someone hooked him up, and he got to see it beforehand. And, I mean, it only takes a couple of viewings, guys, to notice all this. I mean, this is only like my 10th or 11th time looking at the trailer and breaking it down. And I've already pointed out things that nobody's even talked about, like the silk. So, you know, it's not hard to catch this stuff. It's not hard to catch this stuff if you pay attention. All right, so that is there. So we go to this, and this is the scene we're talking about. Then it goes to this scene in, this is the explosion, which obviously you can see looks like a mushroom cloud. So it's a sizable explosion within the temple. That staircase that Serizawa was going up is no longer there. He's likely dead. And yeah, and we'll see what happens. Godzilla obviously wakes up at this point, and he goes balls to the wall. So then we have this scene here. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, that's the explosion, and then we go to okay. This is insane destruction. You know, this is insane destruction. I don't even know what to say about the scene. I mean, here's Ghidorah in the background in his clouds. Here's Rodan. A lot of people are saying this lends to the evidence that Rodan is teaming with Ghidorah. Does it? I mean, this is really one scene. There's some people who believe when he's flying over the water that he's heading towards Ghidorah to fight him. And there's some people who even think that he got his wing clipped from Ghidorah. So I don't know if this is enough evidence to support that Ghidorah and Rodan are teaming up. So I don't think, it's too hard. What we do know, I mean, because this is one scene. For all we know, Godzilla and Mothra could be off to the left or to the right. For all we know, Mothra could be up here fighting Ghidorah. I mean, I understand where people are coming from. I get it. But I need 100% evidence. This is not enough evidence to tell me that they're teaming up. You could argue that they appear to be because they're in the same place. But that doesn't really say much because this is like one shot. God only knows what's going on beyond this. And you can see here, look at all the water. What do we know when we see all the water? We know that when Godzilla comes inland, he causes a tsunami. So who's to say that Godzilla and Rodan didn't travel here to confront Ghidorah, and Ghidorah is way ahead of them, heading to Boston, chasing down Millie Bobby Brown with the device? I mean, that's the point. That's the thing. You can deduce so many things from the scenes. So yeah. But the water is a big signal. To me, the water is a big signal that Godzilla is either in the area or has made landfall. And then look at the bright light to the right, okay, versus the dark on the left. And we know that Mothra has the bioluminescence, and in fact, in one of the scenes next after this, we see Mothra with that very similar bright glow. I'm not saying that's her; that could just easily be the sun. But I'm trying to open you guys' eyes a little bit as to what else these scenes can mean outside of what you guys are centered in on the plot leak. But this could mean a million different things. This scene right here. So, but anyway, and then that's the explosion. And then we have this, and that's the military doing whatever they can to shoot at Rodan. It's not working. And then we see the lightning real quick. Here's the lightning coming down. So, I mean, it's more jets. Here's more shots of the water. Here's a ship that's been toppled over. God only knows what's in the background or what's going on outside of this frame. Because I'm more than certain that Rodan and Ghidorah are not the only ones in this area. The water is a big telltale sign of that. Okay, so moving on. Okay, I know this video is getting long. So this is where she calls her mom a monster, and right there. And Vera's like, "I'm sorry." Those are two different scenes. You can just tell. She looks like she's already somewhere where it's a little bit warmer. And Mama looks like she's still in Antarctica. So two separate scenes. It's not to say that Millie Bobby Brown doesn't break away from her mom and disagree with her at some point in the movie. Because I get that feeling regardless of the fact that this scene is two different shots. But then comes a great shot. Oh, hello, Ghidorah. Now, a lot of people think this is Rodan. It's not. And I'll show you why. Here's one head. Here's an eye right there. You see that? Head, eye, and then when you move it forward, you'll see the other head come into frame much clearer than that one. And we'll do that. And, oh, I skipped it. There it is. Okay. Actually, you can still see the eye. So here's one head over here with one eye. Here's another head. Here's another eye. And then off to the left here is probably the third head. And you can see she is terrified, turning around. I think this might also be Fenway Park. We can get a little closer look at these monitors. It looks like the box. It looks like the skybox at Fenway Park. She's there, and Ghidorah is right in the center of the ballpark looking for her because she has the device, again, assuming. But it almost seems like Ghidorah is following her throughout the whole freaking scene. Throughout all the scenes that we've been cutting through, it looks like he's following her. So it looks like this device is really amplified, and Ghidorah, it's either bothering him and he wants to destroy it or whatever, but he seems to be following this device. And because she has it, it's led Ghidorah to Boston, which is where she lives. That's her home. We know that now from looking at the picture. Or at least we haven't. She could be a Boston fan who lives somewhere, but obviously the family at some point or another might have been from Massachusetts. So interesting stuff. Good shot. Here's Zhang Ziyi, with short hair. She looks so weird with short hair. There's Mr. O'Shea Jackson doing his thing. All right. Now here are the jets. Here's some more good shots of Rodan coming up. Now these jets appear to be landing on what's I like to call the Monarch sky, the Monarch sky base of some sort. I don't know. But there's this jet or this big ship that is kind of going through the movie. I know some people are saying that it's like a Super X. No, man. The Super X wasn't a flying base that landed jets and landed multiple jets at one time, it looks like almost. And you can tell because here's the blue streaks that we commonly see throughout the trailer, especially at the end when facing Ghidorah. So it looks like either Monarch or the military has some huge sky, sky base of some sort or flying base that they can land their jets and things like that. Interesting stuff. Wow, we're already at 31 minutes. Didn't think that would be this long, but yeah. All right, so here's Rodan's claw knocking down the plane. This was the scene that I thought there was a monster there, but nope, it's a plane, so verified. Now here's a good shot of Rodan from the back. This is before he dips down into the water. Now, it looks like he's chasing some jets, whatever. I mean, you could see the spikes on his chest. This is the back of him, right? Yeah, because the wings have the ember on it, and his foot. So this is really cool because you can see the spikes on his chest pretty clearly here. So that's good that they got that design and left it in there for him. There's also a shot of his mouth here, but I can't seem to freeze up. There it is. Oh, come on. Oh, damn you. I just had it. Yeah, I can't seem to freeze the frame on that. Let me see if I can move it back a little bit. Okay, bear with me. There it is. So here's his beak. And as you can see, the curve on it is not nearly as curvy as it is in that picture. Here's his foot knocking the plane, and he's obviously very pissed. Look at his teeth. Nice shot. Definitely a nice shot. There's another one coming up that I'm hoping I can freeze long enough for you guys to see it. We'll see, because this thing can get tricky when you're trying to move it around. All right, so anyway, so we saw that, and looks like, yeah, the plane's wrecked. All right, so here's him in the water. And as we saw, and his feet eventually come down as he dips down into the water. And, I mean, it's a good shot. Off to the left, we see the tornadoes, more yellow, or what looks to be... It looks to be Ghidorahs in the area, most definitely. And this is a shot a lot of people think that he's flying... He might be flying to battle Ghidorah. So, who knows? Who knows? And then finally, here's the money shot. Now, this is the plane I was talking about that I think is a flying base, because it looked like jets were landing on it. So it's like a helicarrier almost, right? So, but of course, we got to see the movie to know for sure, but that's what it appeared to me. So a ship like that would have to be pretty big. And look at it compared to Ghidorah, who is just enormous compared to this thing. So pretty cool. And then I'm going to try and move it slowly so you guys can see what it is I love about this new Ghidorah. Oh, bending his wings. There's actually mobility. They're not arms, of course, but for lack of a better term, I'm calling them arms. But he's got that mobility, and I love that. And let's see if we can move it slowly as he flaps his wings. Oh, Oh, don't do that. There we go. Flap them, baby. Flap them. Yeah. Yeah, baby. Come on, come on. Yes, yes. No, no. That mobility is just, I mean, it's just great. And then he flaps his wings open, and my God, a money shot. Money shot. So, yeah, so he's going to have his mobility. I'm very happy about that. And, you know, then, of course, here's Charles Dance, Long Live the King, as we know. And this is a good shot of Rodan's skin. I mean, look at this. Look at that. I mean, that is all molten lava. You know what I mean? And I love this because we've seen him not do this move itself, but we've seen him in the movies hold his wings together and how he uses that to sleep. In this movie, he looks like he uses it to do like almost an aerial dive, but it's not an actually dive because he's going up. So he probably generates an insane amount of speed when he does this. Just a great shot and a nice, good shot of his skin as well. I mean, this is great. This is really good. I can't wait to see this, man. This is going to be fantastic. Long Live the King, Rodan. This is Serizawa going up those stairs like everybody was talking about. So obviously he does not survive this. I think if you didn't look at that plot leak and you look at the scene, I think it's pretty obvious. Here's Fenway Park. Again, Fenway Park. So it looks like a lot of stuff is going to take place in Fenway Park. The Jets are getting here. Yep. Here's Serizawa planting the bomb, as everybody has deduced. Now, this is Mothra. You could actually see it pretty clearly at a certain... There's the wings right here. Here's the wings. So she is fighting back the storm. She's providing vision maybe for people who are trying to escape that can't because the storm is so dark from Ghidorah. So it's almost like her power versus Ghidorah's power, even though they're not fighting each other directly. Good stuff there. So definitely Mothra, you can see the wings right here. Vaguely over here, but definitely over here you can see the wings. So beautiful stuff. And then here is someone looking up at it. It could be Mark Russell. It could be just a character. Another shot of the wing right here. You could, look closer. You could see it. So she really, or is that her on the left? Oh, that's pretty weird. No, I don't think so. Looks like something on the left. No, I think this is her over here. Definitely her over here. I don't know what this is. Probably just a cloud. But it looks like something. I just can't really make it out. But I don't want to run this video too much longer. We're already pushing almost 40 minutes. Jesus. And then here is Millie smiling because she finally managed to figure out how to use that device to call Godzilla. Yes, I'd be happy too if a Ghidorah was chasing me all through Fenway Park while I'm trying to give a collect call to my boy Godzilla to finally show up and say, yo, I hate Boston. I'm not a Red Sox fan, and I'm going to just wreck shit right now. And he comes in with the military who's been following him. So, I mean, there you have it, guys. There you have it. Good stuff. Great trailer. And I hope you guys enjoyed this trailer breakdown. This is Rob signing off for E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Take it easy.
Thank you for watching E.T.N. Click here to watch more content. Or you can click here to become an E.T.N. patron. Don't forget to leave a comment. Also, make sure you like and share this video. If you want to know when the next video is up, click the notification bell next to the subscribe button. And most of all, make sure to click that subscribe button for regular content.